Hey everybody, I'm Ebony. This is Ebony's Creativity. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. Today's video is slightly different from previous ones just because I have absolutely no clue what this is that I'm starting out with. I saw it on the side of the road. My instincts told me to pick it up, so I did. And after looking at it for about 3 minutes, I instantly had an idea of what I could turn it into. So if you know what it previously was, let me know. I was thinking it might have been an old style TV stand, but it seems kind of low to the ground for a TV stand to me. But maybe I'm just looking at it from modern day times. I don't know. But if you know, leave me a comment and tell me what this was in its past life. And stick around to see what it will be in its next life. Here is today's piece, and as I stated in my intro, I have no clue what it formerly was, but I saw it on the side of the street on the trash, and I just wanted to try to give it a new life. So hopefully we're going to do that in this video. As you can see, it's in pretty good condition. It looks really old to me. So despite its age, it's been holding up pretty well, and maybe that's because it's solid wood. And when it comes to flipping furniture, being solid wood, being on the trash pile, and being decently clean, hits all my marks. So let's see what we can do with it. Not quite sure what this flip top piece would have done formerly, but let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. In my bucket, I have some warm water, some pink stuff, and a little bit of Dawn. As you can see, this has a lot of surface dirt, so I really spent a lot of time scrubbing it clean. After cleaning, I went ahead and filled in some of the holes that were present with this wood filler. I have no idea what the purpose of these holes were, so hopefully one of you all know what this was. I would be interested to try to figure out exactly what would have went here in this piece's past life. When I look at this drawer, I have a couple more indicators that this piece is really old. If you look really closely, you can see the nap joint. Also, this is the first time I've ever had a piece of furniture where the pulls weren't attached from the inside. This is just a screw stuck into the wood because it's thick enough to actually hold using a screw. So I found that pretty interesting. I think I know exactly which drawer pulls I want to pull out for this, so I'm going to plug two of the holes, the two on the outside, and just leave the middle one. Here's how everything looked once all of my wood filler was applied. I know that my finished product will be used by little hands, so I definitely want to secure this flippy thing. I don't think hinges and little hands are a great match, so I'm just going to stick a couple of screws in here, which will prevent this thing from flipping up anymore. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill in the screw holes as well. Up next, I am prepping this for paint by using 220 grit sandpaper to scuff sand the piece. And I did have to break out my hand sander to get in this little cubby area because my orbital sander could not fit in there. And here I am sanding down the front of the drawer, and I'm removing all of that excess wood filler. In most videos that I post, I do try to do at least one new thing, so here is the new thing for this video. Since I secured the flip top, we no longer need this finger hole, so I am just taking a piece of scrap wood that I found on my deck, and I am tracing an outline of the size of the hole. And after I create my little template, I'm going to set that to the side because I have some more sanding to do now that all my wood filler is dry. So now I am done scuff sanding. Everything has been thoroughly scuffed up, and I am ready to move on to my next step, which is going to be cleaning. And for this round of cleaning, I am just using some Dawn and some warm water. So now I'm going back to my finger hole template that we made. I just cut a lot of the excess wood off until it was a small square. And now I'm just going in with my Dremel and my flat edge, and I'm just kind of cutting around. I'm just trying to get this as close to a circle shape as I can. So I cut off as much of the excess as I could. Then I came up with the ingenious idea to clamp my sander to my deck. And I just carefully worked my way around this piece, and I was just knocking off the straight edges and just trying to get more and more of a circle. And after a few dry fittings, I was able to kind of tap it in with my hammer, and this worked perfectly. I added a little wood filler around the edge, and voila, my hole was filled. Ideally, I would have had a slightly thicker dowel for this part, but I'm just using what I had on hand, so I wouldn't have to buy anything new. And I'm just kind of dry fitting this piece into place. And I think this part will be a pretty big clue as to what this is going to be in the end. So hopefully you didn't skip ahead and you can leave me a comment and guess what you think I'm making. And I want my dowel to stay in place, so I am securing it on each end with a finishing nail. Up next, I am priming, so I'm using my Wagner Flexio 3500 and some Ben shellac based primer. Some of you out there may be on the fence about deciding whether or not to invest in a sprayer, and I would say totally do it. If you want to flip multiple pieces of furniture, you cannot match the time savings that you get from spraying as opposed to hand painting or rolling. I was able to prime this piece in under 2 minutes. So here is what this looked like with 2 coats of primer. Now I am ready to go in with my paint, and I am using Fusion paint in the color Damask. Typically I don't paint the backs of my pieces, but since this is opened and you may be able to see through it, I just wanted to be thorough and go ahead and coat the whole thing. And I did debate adding a back on here, but I decided against it. Here is how this looked after 2 coats of paint. Fusion has a built-in top coat, but since I know this is going to be used for child's play, I went ahead and added an extra layer of protection using this Wise Owl furniture salve. All I do is wipe this on with a slightly dampened Dollar Tree sponge and buff out the excess. I love this hardware, and I've used it twice before, and I will link both videos in the description box. I knew a mirror would be the perfect addition to this project, so I found this one at Five Below, and since they did not have gold, I opted to get the pink and just go ahead and spray paint it gold. I am using the Rust-Oleum spray paint, and I did do 2 coats. So here is our final finished product. As you can see, I turned this into a dress-up stand or a little girl's wardrobe area. I think it turned out super cute. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And I'm curious, what would you have turned this into? Leave me a comment and let me know. Also, let me know if you were able to guess what I was turning this into at any point in the video before I showed the final clips. The best part about this project, in my opinion, is that it came together with a $5 investment for the mirror and an idea in my mind and remnants from previous projects. We flip lots of dresses here on the channel, so I'm very happy to be able to do kind of one-off, quirky, little fun, creative things. Let me know if you like this style of video. And if you have the time, please select another one of my videos to watch from the choices on the screen or in the description box below, and I will see you guys on my next flip.